Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make lemongrass beef kabobs. The ingredients, I'll show you the basic for the what we call krung. And krung is just a herb mixture that you could use for some stir-fry stews, and in this case it's going to be our marinade for beef kebabs. So you need about 3 of these lemongrass. Notice that this is nice and thick, and there's not a lot of mold. You'll always notice that there's mold on the bottom, and they do that on purpose so that they could keep it fresh as possible. I hate it, but we have to live with it. Anyhow, when I do make these, what I do is I cut half of this, and I have my assistant, and this is what you get. And I'll show you later on how to plant the lemongrass. So I use half of it, and the other half I put it into my garden upstairs. But we cut it into these nice sized chunks. I know that a lot of Asians who are watching this will say these chunks are too big, but guess what? I'm not using a mandolin, I'm using a food processor. So that speeds up the process. You have your turmeric, and do not ask me why the label is upside down. I don't know why. Oh, sorry for the shadow. Here we go. This turmeric powder. You have your kaffir leaf, and generally they come in this is what the original leaf would look like. These are frozen, and lemongrass freezes very well, and so also kaffir leaf. You have galanga. I don't know if I said it right, but oh my golly, these guys are horrible to try to slice. I mean, it's hard. It's easier for me to slice thin like this, which is great because that's what you need it for. But at the beginning, I was chucking it pretty thick like this. And then you have some garlic. So 3 lemongrass, a tablespoon of turmeric powder, about 2 tablespoons of kaffir leaf, 2 tablespoons of galanga root, and 1 tablespoon of garlic. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this ingredient right here into the food processor. Assistant, would you like to help me with the food processing? Oh, and then you're going to need a little water. So why don't you help me put these in? What I normally do is I go ahead and put the lemongrass in it first. I put half the lemongrass in, and then go ahead and put the lid on. Lid's right there. You could have your hand in there. Other way, other side. No. Okay, so I went ahead and I processed the lemongrass, the lemongrass, and see it's very pulsated. It takes a good 10 minutes. You have to constantly stop it and scrape down the side. So I'm going to put the kaffir leaf in, all the kaffir leaf in, and then the even the one that I didn't peel, and then I'm also going to put in the root and the garlic, and just so this runs a little smoothly, maybe about 2 teaspoons of water real quick, and then go ahead and process it. It's gonna be a little loud, bear with me. Processing. It took about probably a cup of water, and you got this consistency. I added about 2 tablespoons of turmeric powder to get it this yellow. Some powders are better because they're more deep in color. So I'm going to probably put, that looks like half a cup. Should I measure it? For you guys, I'll go ahead and measure it. Make me dirty up some more dishes here. Oh, about a cup. So Asians usually don't measure stuff, and the way we're taught is just by the look and the feel, which I know a lot of people probably do. Put that in. Now, you can't really taste it now because I usually say put the rest of the seasoning in and then taste it. I go by the smell. And this, I have the meat cut up into these long chunks, so they're going to be easy to skewer. Like that? Funny, huh? So here we go. Add a little salt. And then, sorry for the shadow, bad lighting. And then probably a little MSG. And I have the recipe on the very bottom. Some sugar. I like mine sugary. And then some fish sauce. I do shakes. So I do about 10 shakes. There. And you could smell, the fish sauce is extremely strong when you put this in because it's very potent, but once it marinates, you're not going to smell that much. And my husband doesn't like the fish sauce smell, so what I've come up with altering my mother's recipe is to put some coconut milk. So I add probably half a can of the coconut milk. And I'm not exactly sure, but I swear the coconut milk has kind of like a tenderizing touch to it. And some toasted, chopped up peanuts. And that's a quarter of a cup, or half a cup of peanuts there. Now mix this. So this is a very savory mix. Now that batch I just showed you, it made enough for this, so it was a cup. It makes about 2 cups worth. And what I generally do is this freezes very well. So I make a huge batch, and whenever I want to make this, all I have to do is just add the seasoning and I'm done. So I put this in the refrigerator. Now, I usually let it sit for a little bit, but since I have you guys on, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to skewer. Poke it a couple of times. The best thing to do is actually soak your skewers in cold water so they don't burn too well. And since it's winter time up here in the Northwest, I put it under the broiler under low heat, and they're so fast to cook. Once you have this down and you have the main grung already made, it'll be so easy. You'll just do it like you wouldn't believe. And I'm going to go ahead and finish making all this. And I know those hardcore Cambodians out there are thinking, yeah, this recipe is kind of funny, but this is how my mom makes it. And this is how I make it. What you can also do is, if you don't want to skewer, you could actually just don't put all the seasoning in here. Stir fry your beef and then put all the seasoning ingredients that I just put in. After you stir fry your beef for about 5 minutes, and then add some chops of jalapenos, and it's very nice spicy. So you don't want to overload it. Oh, I don't even have a plate for it. Oh, we usually just put it into the pan. So, like I said, put it in the oven under the broiler for about 10 minutes. Flip it. And that's what you have. Beef, lemongrass beef kabobs. Thank you very much for watching our video, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye.